Welcome to 1001, an album odyssey, where each week 5 friends bring you 5 albums from the book 1001 Albums You Must Hear Before You Die. We don't choose the albums. Each weekday, a new album from the list is emailed to all 5 of us. We listen to them, we discuss them, and we decide who's going to present each album to you.
Sometimes we talk shit on them.
For sure. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes on there. Sometimes random stuff, share video recommendations. Anyway.
Lunch boxes.
Cornbread recipes.
True. AI-generated.
Pregnant cats.
Silly stuff. But that's not important. What is important is this week we have The Pretenders' self-titled album. Another Morrissey album. This one, You Are The Quarry. Like, where they make rocks.
I don't think they make them.
I don't think so either.
I was thinking about that. I just decided not to comment.
We'll do it for you.
Roni Size. You may not have heard of that person, but they have an album called New Forms. You've probably heard of Chic and how do you say this?
C'est Chic.
C'est Chic. And the Pogues, If I Should Fall From Grace with God. Well, boys, let's get into it.
Okay, so The Pretenders. Good times had by all. I wanted to play this song.
It's lovely.
Well, this is interesting because this is where they got their name, this song.
Oh.
This is Sam Cooke.
Oh, is it The Great Pretender?
The Great Pretender.
Yeah.
I know the Platters version.
And that was the original one, which is right here.
Huh.
Yep.
So that's the Pretenders' first album. What's your rating?
5 stars.
Exactly.
I love the Platters. Sam Cooke is amazing.
Interesting.
So, anyways, what I want to do now is play some Pretenders because. It makes me wonder why they like that, but then I started to look into the whole Pretenders thing because it's kind of interesting. I really have always liked the Pretenders. I really like Chrissie Hynde's voice. She's an interesting lady, so I got a lot to say about her, but I wanted to go ahead and play this first song a little bit.
Your imperial, your soul. Now Howard the Duck and Mr. Strasbow stayed trapped in a world that they never made. But not me, baby, I'm too precious, I had to fuck off.
So that's kind of the attitude that you get out of this whole thing. She was big into the punk scene. There's some interesting parts about her. She taught Sid Vicious how to play guitar, for instance.
Not very well.
Not very well, but she actually hung out with Mick Jones, and it turns out there's 2 Mick Jones. There's one in The Journey, too, apparently. But
such an unusual name. I'm surprised there's more than one.
Exactly. But it's one of those, don't confuse the two.
And she went to Kent State with Devo.
Oh, really?
She was present with the shooting at Kent State. She was present there. She'd been a protester in there. So.
Well, and that was part of what I didn't find. So thank you for that. She was from Ohio, but she moved to London in '73. So that's when she kind of picked up all that. She was working in a famous clothes store called Sex, I guess. It was Malcolm McLaren and Vivian Westwood, which I don't know who those people are.
Malcolm McLaren and Vivian Westwood? Really?
Yeah.
Malcolm McLaren, he created the Sex Pistols and their whole image. And Vivian Westwood is a fashion icon. Well, they're both dead, but
and that was the store she worked in called Sex, which I think is a clever title.
Oh, Sex Pistols, get it?
Yeah,
I didn't realize it.
So she actually toured with the Clash when they first started moving, playing guitar. She was basically saying that she was crying on the tube after that whole thing because she just wanted to have a band so bad. So anyways, I find some of those parts interesting, and she managed to pull it off finally on this album here. The songs all have a ton of energy. I like this because it has the whole start of the it's got the phone. It's called The Phone Call. And then the end. It's got the busy signal. Love those little elements because you don't pick that up on the first run. That's basically. What we're dealing with here is a punk band that's pretty well polished and got some of that, new wavy kind of bullshit going on too. So this song here is called Up the Neck.
Alone in the room, I got down on the floor with my head pressed between my knees. Under the bed with my teeth sunk into my own flesh. I said, baby.
So definitely driving songs like that, Tattooed Love Boys, great imagery there. That kind of goes with that whole Sex Pistols kind of thing too, I guess. To get called out, I found out what the wait was about. I was a good time, yeah. So speaking of good times, that has that split 7/8 and then 8/8 time signature thing going on. I love that. That's cool to check out. I love the elements that kind of go with that. Basically, the production people that were doing this whole album. Basically, Nick Lowe did a song initially, which is. This one here, Stop Your Sobbing, which is totally different.
For you to stop all of your sobbing. Yes, it's time you to.
That's one of my least favorites on the album, to be honest with you.
Absolutely, and the Kinks song is better.
Oh, way better.
So what Nick Lowe said was, yeah, she's not going anywhere. I don't like working with that band. I don't think they're going to go anywhere. And so they picked up Chris Thomas, who did things like, Beatles, Pink Floyd, Roxy Music, Elton John, Paul McCartney, Pete Townsend, Pulp, and the Pretenders. So I think they both made the right decision.
Well, if he kept sticking around, he would have finally come along to a big band, I think.
Right. This one's for Chuck. In Madonna, in a 1994 interview, Madonna recalled of Hine, I saw her play in Central Park in August 1980, performing with Pretenders. She was amazing. The only woman I've seen in a performance where I thought, yeah, she's got balls. She's awesome. So it gave me courage, inspiration to see a woman with that kind of confidence in a man's world. That's Madonna. That's awesome, right? So let's see, Space. This Space Invaders. Now, this is another fun song. I kind of like the theme, of course. If that doesn't get you out of your seat, I don't know what does. And it's an instrumental kind of track, but it's got a whole breakdown at the end. It's pretty... Definitely got their Moog, for the Moog for the first time. They were fucking around with the settings, That's kind of that sound.
Pinball.
That's awesome though, and it's not too much, so it wasn't like they were overdoing it. I thought, and then that does break into the weight here. And the cool part about the weight is not only does it come in with that Space Invader thing, but that walking bass line, all the different elements of I mean, it's so fucking good. And these aren't even the hits.
Best child only for tonight. Kick the ball, turn the street and back again. Oh boy, you've been forgotten.
Great lead. Just everything about that works for me. So that's all that kind of stuff. Speaking of the whole thing with the Kinks, apparently Hyde met Ray Davies in a New York nightclub, and the two began a relationship. So she actually had a kid with him.
What?
and a daughter.
Did not know that.
And that was part of the whole stop your sobbing thing and all that too. I actually found her interesting enough that I decided I needed to download her book. And so I'm going to start listening to that. I haven't done it yet, but I thought all this was interesting. Another thing that she was trying to convince Steve Jones and then Johnny Rotten of the Sex Pistols to marry her so that she could get a work permit in London there, which I thought was really interesting too. So they went to the registry office. Her and Rotten went to the registry office. And it was closed, and then Vicious decided to do it too, and then he had like a court thing, and so he decided not to, and like it was a whole like back and forth, and she just never ended up doing that, but really didn't need to apparently. So 2 more songs in this whole deal. I got "Brass in the Pocket," which is of course probably the most famous song
biggest,
off this.
yeah.
Gonna use my sad self. Gonna use my fingers. Gonna use my imagination.
So Ryan, do you like that song? Because of a certain movie with Scarlett Johansson.
No, I actually don't, but I do like that part of that certain movie for certain. but I'll tell you what, I actually loved that song well before that time. So when it came on, I was excited to see it. The Pretenders for me is a way back kind of thing. I remember this playing on KLOS all the time and that kind of deal.
What movie are you talking about?
The
Lost in Translation.
The one where it starts with the 17-year-old Scarlett Johansson's ass.
Oh, you guys brought that up again.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, didn't need to go there.
I don't know. Her voice seems like it blends in really well with this music and the instrumentation. I think they did a really swell job of all that. It has good backing vocals. It's really well mixed, and the instruments all play so nicely with each other.
Tension and release.
It's a great song.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and give this album a 4.7 because I think it absolutely does kill top to bottom, minus a couple like Stop Your Sobbing. Not a big fan. It's not quite a 5. Maybe I'll change my mind. I've been listening to it a lot. Every time I listen to it, I like it a little bit more too. It's all the other songs in between that I didn't have a lot of exposure to, I suppose. I like Pretenders albums that are later too, so I got to give this a go. For me, absolutely a wonderful debut album, and definitely one of the better ones out there too. And I'm going to go ahead and go directly to Chuck.
Well, you did it to me again, Ryan. I mean, listening to this, I felt like, it's a 3, but listening to your samples and your passion for it, I bumped it up to 3.5, and I'm definitely going to go back and listen to it again.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's fantastic to hear. And so I'm going to go to Jordan on this.
So for me, I was going to give it a 4, but when I heard that phone busy signal, you brought me up to a 4.1.
It's awesome.
Is that the busy signal?
I think it's a busy signal. I don't know. What is that, Ryan?
Somewhere,
that's like the one.
That's
it's
off the hook or
it's
whatever.
Off the hook,
yeah. Exactly.
What's a busy signal?
Yeah, exactly.
You're not that young.
Yeah,
I
no
love
shit.
this album. Great energy. I love that kind of new wave, post-punk kind of sound to it. And yeah, her voice is great. Lots of, classics on here, but, a couple of the weaker ones, but still very, very good overall.
Very good. And I'm going to go to Mike next.
Wait, what'd you give it? 4.1?
4.1. What did Chuck give it, by the way?
Signal.
3.5.
We all caught up. All right. Yeah, this album's great. I love the bass work. I'm glad you pointed that out. Chrissy Hime's voice is super powerful. I could take it or leave it sometimes. But in general, like kick-ass album. It dips a little for me in the middle, so I'm going to go 4.4.
Nice. Okay, and Then off to Jake.
Yes, thank you.
Jake.
Thank you. I thought this album was great, and I thought your breakdown was even better, man. I don't know how you do it because you got a million things going on your end, but somehow it sounds so seamless when you break an album down. And I'm really glad that you brought that quote from Madonna. I thought that was really cool, and I totally agree with her. I think it's spot on. I think one of the things about Chrissie Hynde is that she sounds confident on this album compared to a lot of other bands at the same era that just sounded more rebellious. And I think that's more intimidating. And yeah, I like it. I'm going to give it 4.25.
4.25. All right.
Rad.
Oh, thank you very much, Ryan. That was profound. Next up, Morrissey, You Are The Quarry.
Because America, your belly's too big.
Wow, that was mean.
That was the opening track of Morrissey's 7th solo studio album. The track is titled America Is Not the World. The album is titled You Are The Quarry.
I heard that's where they make rocks.
That is
rock
one
factory.
definition of quarry, but
Is it an actual definition of quarry?
Pretty sure it's
I mean,
When they make rock.
actually, I wanted to talk about the album title and cover. Like, what do you guys think? Like,
That's
it's about as manly as he gets.
Yeah, he looks like a badass.
it's got a 1920 Thompson submachine gun,
Tommy
also
gun?
known as the Tommy gun.
I just think the lighting's too flat and boring looking, and just like I don't know. It looks like a catalog picture.
you
I
have
know
it?
he's trying to be
Yeah.
ironic.
Sears
It's just
catalog.
not good.
It doesn't look like he's got an arm, too. Like he's missing an arm.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
It's AI.
You should have the other arm on the grip if you're going to fire it. That's
It's
like
true. It's
you-
not realistic. No
if
one would
you're
fire
gonna-
a gun like that.
No, you're that's someone who's doing
Morrissey would.
working the exactly.
Well, that's how
working the
badass he is, right?
Well, I mean, I think that
Right.
gun was most made famous by like gangster movies about Chicago. So,
Yeah.
it's got like a little bit of campy, element to it. I think he was going for, but I also think going back to the title Quarry, he's like, he's ready. He's got America and whoever in his sights, and he's taken aim and he's ready to unload.
So that means something besides rocks.
Yeah. It's like
Is that a British meaning? Is it like the
well, the
Wally?
Beatles were the quarrymen, right? Was that like a different?
Well, I think that goes to the rocks, but the definition I looked up, the noun is the hunted animal or object of pursuit.
It's odd that
And then it can
translates
also
to
be a
rocks.
verb like diligently dig for information or extract material. So maybe he was sort of going for both of those, is what I figured. But yeah, Morrissey, he's sort of a loud guy. His political beliefs are best described as idiosyncratic, at times sort of in opposition with each other. At this point in time, this album came out in 2004. And back when he was with the Smiths, he was very anti-monarchy, anti-establishment, sort of had that punk beliefs. But unfortunately, in recent years, he's taken more of a populist, conservative perspective, even like wearing pins on TV, voicing support for far-right-wing anti-Islam. Maybe some people are listening and thinking, why are you talking about his politics? His lyrics are full of politics and his social views, including the song that we just listened to. He's a very talented artist, and thankfully he has that dry, brooding British cynicism that I love. But, he can be a little preachy in his beliefs. In fact, The line that we just listened to is, America, your head's too big, because America, your belly's too big. And I love you. I just wish you'd stay where you belong, in America. So I believe he's probably talking to North America there and probably not South, which, and maybe rightly so. Morrissey goes on to charmingly offer his heart to us, and he makes an emotional appeal to the rest, to America, for us to look at the rest of the world with sincerity and empathy. Let's hear a little bit more of that opening track.
Touched with your hands, please. Hear through your ears, know in your soul, please.
So there we hear the sweet side of Morrissey after the criticism. The next song that I want to listen to is the most commercially successful song on the album. It's called Irish Blood, English Heart. Let's give it a listen.
English heart is I'm made of. There is no one on earth I'm afraid of, and no regime.
So Morrissey pulls no punches in this chest-out harangue of the crown, of Oliver Cromwell, and British politics. Let's hear a little bit more of that track, please, Nash.
Name Oliver Cromwell, and denounce this royal line that's still saluting, and will salute him forever.
I really like the fun phaser effects of that guitar track modulates sort of towards the climax. I think that's a hard rocking, fast part of that.
Cheesy.
Oh, okay. To each their own. I enjoy it. Albeit the Morrissey's vocals definitely take center stage, and all throughout the album, like that's sort of the focus. They're right in the foreground, and he is Morrissey. Let's skip ahead to track 8, the second single release, and hear a little of perhaps the most fun, the most tongue-in-cheek track on the album, First of the Gang to Die.
With a gun in his hand, and the first to do time, the first of the gang to die. Such a silly boy, Hector was the first of the gang with a gun in his hand.
Come on, you gotta dance to that. I mean, you gotta like that.
First in the gang with a gun in his hand, the first to die. That's a dance song?
It's a dark tell of Hector, a gang member, and the track is considered by a lot of Morrissey's fans to be a tribute to Morrissey's significant Hispanic fan base. And, it's considered...
That's how he's going to honor them? By, being stereotypical? You're all in gangs? What the fuck?
Well...
They love it.
I think...
Maybe he wouldn't be the first one to die if he put both the hands on his Tommy gun.
It's true.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about Hector.
No. Hopefully he didn't learn to shoot from Hector. That's why he died.
I like it. I think it's fun. I think it's playful. Yes, it is. It could be considered cheesy, but let's go ahead and hear a little bit more of Hector's plight.
Very rich and the very poor, and he stole all hearts away. He stole all hearts away. He stole all hearts away.
He stole their hearts away, Jordan.
That's the one thing that Morrissey is good at. Those vocal hooks that
a hey thing.
Yeah, that's really cool. And another one of those panty droppers. You see a whole bunch of people in the crowd. The cover band does that first the gang, and you see everyone go nuts.
Well, at least Ryan does.
Boxers or panties. It all works.
Ryan's G-string is dropping down.
G-strings.
Ryan said, "Here, kitty, kitty."
See that?
On that note of
come full circle.
Of panties dropping and G-strings, let's hear a little more of let's hear some of the third single, Let Me Kiss You.
You open your eyes and you see someone that you physically despise. But
mean, like the vocal melodrama mixed with the lyrical sarcasm. For me, I listen to this album and I'm laughing as I listen to it. So it's almost as
Seems
much a
appropriate.
comedy, as, and I like that. I think it's fun. But I understand it's not for everyone.
It's an actual divine comedy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I thought that was a fun album too, but we'll get into that, I guess, at a later date. For the final track, I'd like to highlight, we're going to head back to the third album track, the fourth and last single on the album. Let's hear a little of I Have Forgiven Jesus.
Any pain I may have brought to you, with God's help I know.
So no quarry is too big for Morrissey. He's got his sights right on the Lord and Savior. The track.
Good line, bro. That was good.
It's dark. It has those resonating guitars, and it speaks to a more serious topic. The protagonist in it, his pain with his Irish Catholic upbringing and the guilt of his desire. Let's hear a little bit more.
Self-deprecating bones and skin. Jesus, do you hate me? Why did you stick me in? Self-deprecating.
So probably not the funniest track. I don't know. Maybe if you're really into dark humor.
You brought in Morrissey brought self-deprecating into a lyric. I mean, for God's sake.
I mean, you got to respect that cattiness and that level of cynicism for sure. And I know we've talked in the text chat, and I think Ryan, you've been most vocal. Morrissey's a prick, but
No, he's an asshole.
he's an asshole, whatever you want to call him.
That's a distinction there. You got to know the difference.
I have to admit, I'm still a fan, and I like his lyrical prowess. So for me, this album is a straight 4. Let's go from the bottom. Ryan, what do you think?
Oh, yeah. So
Just like Morrissey.
Whoa.
There we go. I don't know. He might be a top.
I assume so.
Good Lord. So anyways,
He's
the point is,
asexual.
he doesn't do any of that stuff. He just looks in the corner.
He drinks
like
tea.
Like Elton John.
He's hiding in the closet.
He drinks tea. Anyways, I like the First of the Gang too. I thought this was really cheesy, although there's some really good production on it, and it is poppy. He is so good at writing pop songs that don't feel like pop songs. I think that's his gift. Your breakdown gave it. I'm gonna fall on to like a 3.2.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you. Let's go. I believe reverse Mike.
I was just disappointed you didn't include All the Lazy Dykes. Just a real,
I was tempted.
It's a real banger.
Whoa.
It's right there,
We'll just
man.
bring
All
it
the
up.
Lazy Dykes.
We'll just bring it up real quick here.
And one sweet day.
Yeah, that's right.
I actually do like that one. For a while, every time I started my car, All the Lazy Dykes would start for whatever reason.
Coincidence?
Seriously?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know, man. I said it on the last Morrissey album. I guess I'll repeat myself. Just not a huge fan of his vocal style. I do like some of his songs, so I haven't completely given up on him. But I had to give this one a 2.9.
Fair enough.
Very good.
Fair enough. All right, moving right along. Jordan,
Oh, to me. Well,
it's an ode to you?
I said, along to me. Oh,
Little old me.
I was a little confused.
yeah.
A little Dolly Parton moment.
All the Lazy Dykes.
Yeah.
Ode to me.
We're not
It's my
talking
theme
about
song.
the water here.
Walk on song.
Yeah. I don't know. I was going to give this a 2.6, but after your review, a 2.5.
Wow.
Wow.
Ouch.
That's fine.
It's not your review.
No.
It's not you. It's me.
No, because you just reminded me of how bad the album is. It's like if you just played it again, it's not your fault. You really tried, and I think you talked it up as well as you could have. I didn't like this album at all. Just this, I felt like his vocals. I mean, obviously he's aged, but like something about even this the way it was recorded or something. It just didn't sound as good. Like a lot of the lyrics just were like, I was laughing at them, not with them. And like some of the effects were just so cheesy, just like so like dated and not a good way, because I don't even know what date it came from. Just not a good
2004,
era.
So
No, that's what I'm saying. Like it's dated to like I don't know what this is like, and it's just not. I didn't like it. Sorry, 2.5.
You didn't like that?
all right, Jake.
Yeah, thank you. It's just it really gets on my nerves. His voice really just drives me nuts, and I guess I agree more with Mike's take. I will not be going back to this. I appreciated the Dykes, but not for me. 2 stars. 2 stars.
All right,
Chuck, what's your mood now?
I think most people probably would agree with y'all on Morrissey, and I get that. And there are times where I'm like, I cannot listen to this right now.
Well,
but
I like
there are other
older
times
stuff.
where it's like the sarcasm and cheesiness. I don't know. It's really funny. It's like catty, and it makes me feel good. So,
Well, like a song like Suede Head and Every Day's Like Sunday, I love those songs. But like he has music I love. A lot of the Smiths music I love. It's just, this album I
but
don't.
see, I think we're getting long here, but I mean,
Yes.
I think that like the Smiths are about the music. I think Morrissey is about the lyrics. And that's what I was trying to talk about. Like he puts his vocals in the front, the music takes a backseat. It's more about like what he's bringing, what's in his crosshairs. And I don't know, that's obviously not for everyone, for sure.
Have you guys ever seen him live?
I have not.
Nope.
I saw him once at McMinimans up in Oregon, not that long ago, 10 years ago. But it was all like police brutality videos and animal suffering on the screen behind him. So
Makes
if you're into that sort of thing, sign up. All right. Thanks, Chuck. Appreciate
Sounds
the
fascinating.
review.
I might bring my review down now.
Next up, we have Roni Size, or is it Represent?
Yes.
Jake will tell us.
Yes, he will. This is New Forms by Ronnie Size and Represent, coming at you from 1997. Look, I'll be honest with you guys here. Full transparency. This is not my favorite album of the week. I generally love the electronic albums that we get. This one just wore me out. Now, granted, I also had the 4-disc 20th anniversary edition, which was 5 hours and 14 minutes.
Oh my God.
All
You
the tracks.
didn't need to do that to yourself.
Well, I didn't finish it. So yeah, but you're talking drum and bass. That's what you're getting here with Ronnie Size and Represent. But that's 5 hours and 14 minutes is a lot for anybody. Let's just say I respect it and what it did for the genre, certainly much more than I actually enjoyed listening to it. And I wrote this part down. It's an album where you find yourself saying, this is well made and influential for the time, instead of saying, I need to hear this again immediately. It's kind of like she has a great personality.
Wow.
That's what it reminded me of here. Well, instead of like, she's really hot,
Is that why it's called Brown Paperback? As one of the tracks?
Yes. There you go. But I will say some tracks absolutely groove. Other tracks sound like you're playing Gran Turismo or something. Let's get into it with the first sample. Probably the album's most famous track. Brian. I don't know who the fuck he is. Ryan just mentioned Brown Paperback.
I feel like I'm shopping for mayonnaise at midnight.
Now, see, those things got me hooked. I like the stand-up bass.
Yeah,
too.
me too.
The jazzy element.
Oh, it's for sure. It's definitely iconic. It definitely has that unique sound that we all just recognize instantly. But the entire album, it and this song in particular, it combines jazz instrumentation with those rapid drum programming and beats in a way that feels a little bit revolutionary, I guess, for the time, especially. But I think it also sounds fresh compared to a lot of late 90s electronic music. It's just had that different vibe. And its own unique sound. A little bit of background on the album. It was, I think I said, released in 97. It was one of the first drum and bass albums to win a mainstream respect. In fact, it won the prestigious Mercury Prize in the UK. I've never heard of the Mercury Prize, but apparently it's something.
It's for British artists.
It's the bee's
I've
knees.
mentioned it before.
Oh,
How
have
dare
you? Well, I don't pay attention to what you say.
He
so
was on mute.
I believe it.
yeah, probably.
Taking a pee.
But yeah, the entire album built around jazz, live instrumentation, hip hop textures it's got in there, and this overlaying atmospheric production for sure. The next sample here showcases that atmospheric and more cinematic vibe in a song called Heroes. The whole album, it's funny you'd say shopping at midnight for mayonnaise. I kept thinking about Jazz and Java, smoking a hand-rolled cigarette, or smoking a pipe with some tobacco in it, like we used to do. You guys remember those days?
Yeah.
Those are the days. Yeah, but it's definitely got that late night urban mood to it. So who the heck is Roni Size and Represent? This is actually one producer plus a collective. And I had to do a little bit of a deep dive-ish into who the heck they are. Roni Size is, of course, the producer, the album architect, the primary creative force. On this album in particular, he was focused on the jazz and the hip hop and the drums and bass and definitely a more sophisticated sound. What's his real name, you're wondering? Well, I have it right here. Thanks for asking. Ryan Williams. That's right. Born in Bristol, England. Yeah, another UK dude.
Dumb name.
Dumb name.
Brian.
Ryan, Nash, whatever you want to call him. But one of the major figures of 1990s drum and bass scenes, known for helping to move this genre away from purely underground rave culture into something a little bit more musical, cinematic, and album oriented. So Represent, on the other hand, is a collective, not a backing group. Think of it less like a famous DJ with random guests and maybe a little bit more like a live electric music ensemble. So they include producers and DJs and vocalists and MCs and live musicians. Some of the key members, if you're wondering, no one's wondering. Roni Size, of course, but
Ryan Williams.
Ryan.
Yeah.
I don't think he was on the album, but maybe I should do some more research.
There's only one.
Dynamite MC, Wanna Lee, DJ Die, Crust, and someone called Suv.
What was all their names?
And there's a Clive as well.
There's a Krusty the Clown in there. I don't know.
Hold on, I got to write this down.
Write down Crust. Okay.
Woody Woodpecker got here.
Those were crusty guys.
It was the Woody Woodpecker line in Krusty's voice.
All right. Well, that was fun. Enough of that.
It's almost as fun as learning all those people's names.
Yes. Well, just in case, people are curious out there.
Roni Size aficionados.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Don't forget Tyrell played guitar.
Yes, Tyrell was in there too. His brother Frank was also there. Let's jump into another couple tracks. This is
Frank the mayonnaise.
whenever you're ready. And you wonder why we go long. Got some soulful vocals in there, smooth textures. Yeah, and shows that it's just a good example of how they were able to blend that electronic music with a little bit more traditional songwriting. So That was Share the Fall. And up next, we have a track that's a little bit more funky and rhythmically sharp, if you will, in a song called Watching Windows. The groove is cool. I mean, it's got that pretty sick groove all the way through the whole song. And it's definitely one of the tracks that feels a little bit more energetic and playful. Yeah, so that was Watching Windows. Why does this album matter? Well, it helped to legitimize drum and bass as more album music. It influenced, of course, more future electronic artists, and apparently people who don't even love the album acknowledge its importance. So there's that. Not everybody
like
was,
Jake.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Up next, a little bit of a darker track on the album and a song called Mad Cat. Yeah, it's tense. All right, it's jazzy. It's a little bit paranoid, I think. Yeah, it's definitely less about catchy hooks and more about the atmosphere and the rhythm in that song. And finally, the title track, a long, layered, atmospheric centerpiece in a song called New Forms.
Melodic, logic, ties. Limericks to raw forms to form new forms of new for you to on into millennium. Live swing like pendulum.
I generally like these kind of songs, you know, that you can just have them on in the background and you just listen to them, and you know how well you like it is dependent on your mood. You know, you're just cleaning the house, doing the thing, have it on the back. I generally like these kind of songs, but over 5 hours is a lot for me.
But why did you get the 5-hour version? I don't
know. I just that's just what was available on Apple.
No one
Apple
told
Music.
you to do that. You didn't have to listen. Just listen to the regular standard tracks.
I didn't buy it, man.
But you keep complaining about the 5 hours, and no one told you to do that.
Well, there was only one album available.
But you still don't have to listen to all 5 hours. You can just listen to the regular track.
I think I made it clear that I didn't. I think it was very clear.
Why do you keep bitching about the 5 hours then?
You guys get a fight about it? Jeez, get a little tight. Tense in here.
I mean, I think I was clear.
Extra credit.
I think it was clear. I didn't listen to it.
Sorry, I think the music's just agitating me.
I'm going to keep talking about how long it was. Look, I understand.
Was it 5.5 or 5?
It was almost as long as this review.
Well, this is the shortest fucking review of the night, by the way. And look, I understand why it's important. I get it. I just don't know that I needed the 5 hours to prove it. Yeah, I think this is, if you're into the champagne of drum and bass electronic music, then this is for you. It's elevated, is what I'm trying to say, Mike. I know you gotta try to keep up here.
Should have been 6 hours.
I give this album a solid 2 stars. Solid 2 stars. Mike, what about you, Mike? Where do you land on this?
Yeah, I really wanted to like it. Like I said, I liked the jazzy elements, but even when I was just listening to the standard album, and it just went on for way too long, and it didn't do anything different, and it was the same drum beat over and over again, I had to give it a 2.4.
That's fair. Ryan, what about you, buddy?
So I like this album on your breakdown because of the fact that it was only in 15-second snippets, and I think that's about the timing that it needs to sound really good, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get the drops, you got the nice drops in there and everything else. I mean, if you were just going to go off of that initial listen, you definitely give it a higher score. I'm going to actually go in the 2.2 category because same thing. Really long.
Yeah, true. Did you also get the 20th anniversary extended edition?
No, I listened to it on Spotify, and it was 4 or 5 hours of and then it went into a whole nother tailspin of other songs from his. And I was just like, no, I can't.
I think it should be. I think it's worth mentioning that I only chose tracks off of the first disc. So if anyone's interested, I mean, there's 3 other discs available out there. Why? Because it's 5 hours and 14 minutes long. Jordan, in case you were curious.
Wow.
Yeah. Chuck, what about you, Chuck?
Is that like a 10 LP?
Yeah, I don't think this would work on an LP, or it'd be like the real shitty tracks, like the
We
handout
could all
things.
put up a collection and send it to Jordan.
Oh, God.
There you go.
Well, I could trade it in at Amoeba, I think.
This album is funny because every track has elements that are really cool and that I dig. And like you sort of touched upon it, like I think if I went to a hip club, a caviar drum and bass club, and champagne, wrong words.
You had a couple of those.
and
point.
It's even better.
people were grooving to it. I wouldn't mind. I think I could get into it, and if I'm a little lubricated, I think I can enjoy it. But I'm never going to listen to this album again. I'm going to give it a 2.
That's fair. All right, Jordan,
And
what did
DMA
you
would
think?
change
Well,
your mind.
I'm a lot more generous than Chuck. I'm going 2.1. Makes me want to dig out my Phat Pants. Anyone ever have any of those?
Those are the
That's
only
all I
pants I
have.
own.
Yeah.
No PH, Jake. Not your big boy pants.
Oh, sure.
Like
Pants? What?
MC
Those are the
Hammer?
super, the pants that were like regular, sort of fitted at the waist, but they would like sweep the floor, like
Is
massive.
that pretty hot
bagginess.
and
That's all
tempting
Elvin
pants?
wears
No, it's
now.
like. Well, it was the the raver pants in
Like
like the late
Fat Farm?
'90s, early 2000s.
Those were Janko.
They're
Hammer?
called Fat Pants as like the generic term for the pants because they're like
never heard that in my
super
life.
I
wide.
thought they were
sweep-
called
Because
Jankos.
you weren't cool enough to wear fat pants.
We're moving on.
heard
Good
that.
fucking lord. 2.1. You
Fat
played
Pants?
some good parts, and there are good parts, but yeah, like everyone said, boring. It felt like 5 hours, even though I didn't listen to a 5-hour version.
That's good.
Well, that's going to change.
How could you even judge then?
Yeah.
You jerk. All right. Thanks, Jake. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Next up is C'est Chic.
And now it's time to talk about some good dance music. All right, this is from 1978. It was at the height of disco, but Chic was doing things a little bit different. They weren't going down that Bee Gees or, Donna Summer route where it was like the really vocal, like oriented type of music. No, they were just in the groove. They were just getting that rhythm, that percussion, and just like driving that home. And, it was built around Nile Rodgers' guitar, Bernard Edwards' bass, and just like what a dynamic duo. Such good musicians, and so hugely influential on all sorts of music to come after that. But it's just it reduces dance music to what it could sound like if you had like really good musicians with good ideas actually making dance music, and that's why I love this album. I wasn't actually a huge Chic fan. I liked a couple of their songs, but listening to this just kind of just like, I was like, what? Why haven't I been listening to more of this? It's so freaking good. Let's go to our first clip from C'est Chic. Or sorry, Chic Cheer. Just that funkiness, and it's just what I'm telling you. They just like they bring it in. They're not like trying to overdo it. They're like, let's just kind of
Letting it simmer.
let it simmer. Let's get you in here. It's kind of got that like James Brown funk style, but just a lot cleaner. Let's go to our next clip. So they're not building toward like a super dramatic chorus, like the melodrama you got in a lot of disco music. They're just establishing the groove. They're patiently developing it, with these layers and these kind of, rhythmic interplays. And, their philosophy, it seemed like, was just like repetition as momentum, just like repeating and then kind of building off of that and building off of that. So, it's just really, really good. And that was just a good intro to kind of like lure you into the album. And then, of course, they knock you out with track 2, Le Freak. I don't know about you guys, but I'm just boogieing down right now in my seat here. So like
That bass is
yeah, it's so
good.
freaking good. That bass is so good. That guitar is so good. Like
Yeah.
just like, oh my God. Just like, it's just so instantly recognizable. Let's go into our second clip. So that the bass is kind of like anticipating the beat just a little bit, kind of giving the groove that forward momentum without actually speeding up, and then Tony Thompson, the drummer, is just locking everything into this like metronomic precision with his drumming, it's just, but it's not mechanical, it's like if Kraftwerk actually had a soul, something like that. But let's go to our third track. So the main reason I played that was actually for that real heavy drum that hit, just like the boosh, I don't know why, that just really hit me because it was just like kind of toward the end of the song, and then all of a sudden they throw that in. I was like, whoa! It just kind of seemed reminiscent, like of Run DMC. It's like that kind of like the boosh, boosh, you know what I mean? It just seems like it anticipated a lot of music that came out in the '80s. Like Prince was definitely listening to this. I got to tell you, because like a lot of like his rhythmic, just repetitive, just stripped down, sound kind of. I think, can come back to music like this. And so there's a funny story about where this song came from, Freak Out. So they were invited to a party, Grace Jones' New Year's Eve party, I guess, in December of 1977. And it was at Studio 54, and they get to the door, but apparently their names weren't on the list, and the doorman essentially told them to fuck off. And it was Niall and the bass player, and they were just so upset that they were just, started chanting like, fuck off, right? And then they went back and they started writing a song about it, fuck off. And then they kind of had like the song pretty much put together, but then, now I was kind of thinking like, radio's not going to play this if we just say fuck off, if, that's our chorus. So they changed it to Freak Off, and then he's like, nah, that's just awful. And then they eventually came around to Freak Out, and that's perfect. It's like perfect for a dance song. And then ironically it became one of the biggest songs at Studio 54, and I'm sure they had no problem getting in after that. Sold 7 million copies, was number one in the United States. So that's the way to turn that rejection around, is what I got to say.
We owe it all to that asshole bouncer.
Yep, they owe it all to that asshole bouncer. So funny how life works out sometimes. And we got our next one, Savoir Faire, a really nice instrumental. Let's go ahead. So this one kind of has a feel. There's a cool kind of early, disco band called MFSB that came out of Philadelphia, sort of the Philadelphia soul kind of sound. It kind of has that vibe to it with a bit of George Benson thrown in there. Let's hear the next clip. The guitar. It's got a real jazzy feel. Like, it's just so awesome. It's like he's turned into like Wes Montgomery or George Benson, or just like one of those like just super tight guitars. Oh, it's so good. Love that. So let's move on to Happy Man.
All my love around the place, all around the world I go traveling. When they see me come, they start to say, I'm a happy man.
It's got a little bit more of the kind of gospel-y feel, real upbeat and, more vocal-oriented song. And this one's a little different because a lot of them kind of focus more on sort of a chorus. But I feel like this is the strongest song that actually feels like, that features a lead vocal, because like the lead vocals tend to be the weaker points on the album for me. But let's go ahead and hear the second clip from this one.
I'm a happy man.
And this kind of shows some of Tony Thompson, the drummer's, a little bit of the variety he likes to throw into things, because a lot of disco was just like that straight four to the floor, and he kind of mixed things up a little bit. And I think that's another reason why this album's a lot more listenable, because it's not just like, straight through the whole album. They really change things up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the last track I'm going to be talking about is I Want Your Love. Let's hear the first one.
Like you ever want to try my love and see how well it fits. Baby, can't you see when you look at me? I can't kick this feeling when it hits. All alone.
All right, let's just move right on to the second clip. listen to that bass line. Oh, so damn good. Like, just, what a great bass player. You know, obviously, you know, later, you know, from Good Times off their next album that features one of the most famous bass lines like that's ever been recorded. But, I mean, just so goddamn. Bernard Edwards, his name isn't out there enough. You know, people know Nile Rodgers partly because he lived a lot longer because sadly Bernard Edwards died back in 1996. But, you know.
Well, and he worked with Daft Punk and Pharrell.
Well, yeah, he's worked with so many people.
Hits.
But Bernard Edwards had been, you know, co-producing stuff with Nile Rodgers, like, you know, Diana Ross and a bunch of other stuff, like, you know, I'm Coming Out and those sorts of songs. So, yeah, but Nile Rodgers worked with David Bowie, you know, Madonna, Diana Ross, like I said, you know, and he's collaborated with Duran Duran, even INXS, and of course Daft Punk with Get Lucky, Beyonce, like, you know, like he has had an amazing legacy outside of Chic. So even after disco died, Nile Rodgers' style just stuck in there, you know, because it's so infectious and it goes beyond disco. And that's one of the things that I really love about Chic. It's just, it's not, you can't just put that in that box. It's something, it's just good, well-made music with great musicians who had really good ideas and just like, you know, just a lot of creativity in there.
So you hated it, basically.
I hated it.
Yeah.
But, you know, and like that guitar style, that like kind of like that rhythmic kind of like stuttery thing, like you hear that a lot in like new wave. So, you know, a lot of that kind of post-punk sound was very much influenced by this disco kind of rhythm. Like, oh yeah, absolutely. Talking Heads and Duran Duran. Yeah. Actually the drum beats, if you know, for disco in general, for that, because that's what Dave Grohl was doing, you know. Yep. So this groove, you know, is this record, sorry, it's like, it's all about the groove, and it's virtuosity in the musicianship, but it's not excessive. It's not like they're showing off. They're just doing it because it makes the song like fucking awesome. So anyway, I'm going to go, it's not perfect though. I'm giving it a 4.8. So let's move on to Chuck.
Well, you know, you picked some great samples and you educated me. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there are elements on it musically that are super impressive, and you did a great job highlighting those. There are times where I find it incredibly cheesy, most notably the vocals, and I can agree with you on that as well. So, I mean, I think I was somewhere like about a 3.5. You definitely brought me up. I'm going to give it a 3.9.
All right. Let's move on now to Jake.
I loved it. Loved your passion too. I mean, you always do a good job breaking down the albums, and tonight was no exception. Your passion really comes through, which I think is awesome. And that just, I mean, for what it's worth, we're not rating your passion, but
I know I'm a 5.
But if you were, it was great. Yeah, this is definitely one that I will certainly keep going back to. Yeah, solid 4.5 stars.
Nice. That's pretty big for you. And this is one that definitely got better the more I listened to. The first time I listened to it, I was like, oh, this is pretty good. But then the more I listened, I was kind of really getting into like just the way that they were playing. And it was, oh my God, it started to blow me away. All right, let's move on to Mike.
Yeah, I also appreciated your passion, Jordan. And I appreciated that although this is disco, it's just so funky, so freaking good. That guitar and bass together, just incredible. Had to give it a 4.6.
Nice. All right. And Ryan.
So I wanted to mention that the bass used in this is the Music Man Stingray, which was Fender jumping ship from Fender and making his own bass line. And that's the bass that my dad is building right now, and I'm kind of like pretending like I'm helping him. I just go hang out and watch him do it. But it was the inspiration for this type of sound, and specifically this bass player for me to want to get into having a Stingray. So the bass parts to me are amazing, and so I'm going to give it a 4.4 for the same thing, the cheesy vocals, that kind of stuff. Luckily, I ignore most of that, but I think it's going to keep growing on me too. So there you go.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Great. Good work, Jordan. No, thank you. The last album of the week is Me with the Pogues. If I Should Fall from the Grace of God. Let's hear.
I should fall from grace of God.
Let's grab me right away. I was like, oh, this is going to be freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So the Pogues were a London-based Irish punk folk band formed in 1982 and just really kind of created the genre in a lot of ways. But they just took this Irish folk music and added, which is like tin whistle, banjo, accordion. We'll hear some more of that. And don't forget the old fiddle. And then just some, drunken attitude of like punk rock. And so let's hear a little bit more of that. This one's a little bit different. Turkish Song of the Dam.
Let's stand outside of the bus going through. Did you keep my watch for a dead man's wing? Did you see that one with a cobra man wailing away on the wall and the strands who danced that Turkish song?
This one made me feel like I was on a pirate ship. And I always try to go in the order in the way that I play the tracks just for Nash's sake. I know he could handle jumping around. But I thought it was pretty different from the first song. And I'll have you know that Steve Lillywhite, anybody ever heard of that guy?
Yeah. He's the U2 guy.
Name probably the all-time greatest band that he's ever produced.
Oh, shit. I should know this.
What did you say?
I
say
say
U2.
U2.
Yeah. Anybody else got a guess?
I'm chugling.
Oh, I thought you guys would know more of it. My joke's not as funny. Fish. Fish is the best band he's ever.
Damn it.
He produced a couple of their albums. But this was their third album, and he kind of changed the sound to a little bit more global feel to it. And so this is like, they formed the song around the name, apparently. And they incorporated a lot of the Turkish musical scales. But I like the fact that it's kind of goes from dark to resolve, just like the track we heard earlier today. I really like that when it goes from tension to release. So I was a fan of that. On to the next track, please, Nash. I don't know why I didn't put the name. Oh, sorry. This is later on in the same song. That's why I put the name of it. But I love the instrumental parts, and they do a great job of building, and it becomes like this cacophony of stuff. I think I got the time signature wrong on that, but you get the idea. Other Celtic punk bands that came along later, Flogging Molly, Dropkick Murphys. I didn't listen to a lot of their music either, but I thought that was interesting that they influenced those guys. Let's go on to Bottle of Smoke. You may start to feel like it's starting to sound more and more the same, and that's kind of how I was feeling too. This song's about horse racing, and the head guy, the head cheese, McGowan, he was a big horse racing fan, but he was a lover of the drink. He was drinking a lot. In fact, Lillywhite said that managing him was harder and more of a job than producing the record. That's always a good sign when your producer says such things. More on that later. Let's go into Fairy Tale of New York. Oh, before I get into this in my research, it was said this is arguably the greatest Christmas song ever written. So let's give it a listen.
There's a big argument there.
Not my words.
It's a good track.
Windows right through you, it's no place for the old. When you first took my hand on a cold Christmas Eve, you promised me Broadway was waiting for me. You were handsome.
You were pretty queen of New York City.
When the band finished playing, they held out for more.
I mean, what do you guys think? Best Christmas song ever?
It's
You
the best
needed
album.
the line
song
about
on the
being
album.
in the drunk tank.
Yeah, no, that was the very beginning. I wanted to hear a little bit of Christy McCall. This person was originally, the female vocalist was originally going to be Elvis Costello's wife, but Christy McCall kind of laid down some sample vocals, and they ended up taking her, and that's actually the producer's wife. So, any other thoughts on it being I've never heard this song before.
I've heard it, and I like the song. This was the only song I was familiar with before listening to the album,
Gotcha.
and I'm just gonna, spoiler alert, didn't like the album that much, but this song is really, really good. I do like this song quite a bit.
I don't know what it says about me and my wife, but this is like one of our favorite shared Christmas songs. So,
Where did you first hear it? Like, I don't understand why I've missed out on it.
I don't know when I first got introduced to the Pogues. I think a friend, maybe my friend Ben, introduced me to him first. And
I think K-Rock would play this song around Christmas.
Okay. Well, I'll have to give it another try during the holiday season. Maybe that's the key.
It'll bring you the spirit.
'Cause it just didn't.
Put this on with some Nat King Cole and little Phil Spector. You're going to be good to go.
Exactly. Carol the Bell into fairy tale.
Little Burl Ives and
Anyway, let's move on to a non-Christmas song, Metropolis. Love it. This was my favorite song on the album. It's an instrumental, and it wasn't written by McGowan. So maybe that's why it's better to me, but I love the rhythms in there. Let's hear a bit later in that same track. Tension and then resolve. Like, I love that so much. I love the horns, like the James Bondy.
I think that's
brass.
the Steve Gunn theme that he worked in.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. I kept listening to this one over and over again as I was writing my review. Just really dug what they did there. And then the last track we're going to highlight is a song that also hits on that world music theme. It's called Fiesta. Oh, no, fuck this. Turn that shit off. No. That does not have anything to do with the Fiesta. Let's try later on in the track. That was terrible.
You just played the clips you gave it.
There we go. That one has a cool story to it. That they were in Spain, and there was like this giant party that was going all night long, and there was these two tunes that kept repeating over and over again all night. And they stole the hook of one of them and made it into this song, but they were describing it as like literal torture. But I do like it when the other horns come in. I don't know why they put that saxophone at the beginning. That was freaking ridiculous. But anyway, and then interesting fact too, that the whole melody is really more German than Spanish. It's kind of based in polka.
That's a lot of like music from Mexico and stuff like that is based off of polka from Germany. So
Polka Your Eyes, though.
Yep.
Well, that was a great Weird Al song. Side note, but sadly, substance abuse got the best of McGowan. They ended up kicking him out of the band. He tried to come back in '96, and then he died. 2023. Feel good story of the century right there, folks. That was the album. That's all I've got for it. I ended up giving it a 3.1. What about you, Jake?
I thought it was peppy, energetic. It was fun to listen to, and it made me feel good. So I like all of those things. Loved your breakdown. You always do a good job too. 3.5 stars for me.
Nice. All right. What about you, Chuck?
Yeah, I love this album. I like that they took like that Irish folk pub sort of rock, or not rock, but that came out of the Clancy Brothers and the Dubliners, and then they made a punk, and I think that's cool. I give them a lot of credit. They almost created their own genre. I like a lot of the tracks. I think it's a great Great album. I will, before I give my rating, I will say, I wonder if that story about them being in Spain is when they were all in Alex Cox film Straight to Hell, which was a weird spaghetti Western parody that was shot in Spain. And like Shane McGowan and all of them are in it. It's a great movie. Check it out. Well, I don't know. It's a great movie. It's a fun movie. Check it out. I'm going to give this album a 4.5.
No, you're absolutely right, Chuck. Also, Courtney Love was in that movie. But that's when they were tortured by the Spanish thing. Also, another fun fact I forgot to mention is that by this time, the third album here, the only 2 Irish members had left the band. On to you, Jordan.
Honestly, a lot of the music was just really repetitive for me on this one. You played some really good tracks, and you highlighted some excellent parts. But I liked their earlier album, Rum, Sodomy, and the Lash. That's a great album. But it sounded a lot like that, but the production I didn't like as much on this version. But anyway, I didn't hear anything different. It kind of just, they seem to repeat themselves a lot. There was a few things where they broke out, but yeah, not my favorite. But I can empathize with that being tortured by a song. Real quick, I was in Vietnam and I was driving like in this bus that was like crowded, like double capacity, and we were going to like a national park or something like that, and it was like a 3-hour trip, and they were playing, Baby by Justin Bieber. And then I was just like, okay. Then they went on, that one played once. I was like, fine. Then they started playing a little bit of K-pop or something. I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden it went back to Baby. I was like, oh, God damn it, this song again. And then it kept going, Baby, literally for 3 hours. And I was going fucking insane. And but the weird thing is, like, every so often he would start a little bit of K-pop and then go right back to Baby. And then when we got out of that overcrowded bus to get our bags, they were covered in chicken shit. So, fun story.
Who was?
What's that?
Wow.
Well, my friend Mike and I.
Oh, your bags.
My bags were covered. They were literally covered in chicken shit because there were chickens on there and they shat all over it. It smelled so good.
It's because he could tell you didn't like Baby.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Last but not least, Ryan.
Yeah, so I'm going to say that the repetition did get to me. I'm going to give it a right in the middle. I did like the upbeat stuff, and but right in the middle with a 3.
Oh, what did you give it, Jordan?
Oh, a 3.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, great. We'll give Jordan a second to tabulate, but that's all we have.
I'm all done.
For this. Oh, I knew you were all done. Jordan, where'd we end up?
Okay, so coming in at last place, we have Roni Size, 2.14 stars. And edging up to number 4, we got Morrissey with 2.92. Coming in at third, we got the Pogues, 3.42. Second place is the Pretenders with 4.19, which means that our winner for the week, of course, is Chic with 4.44 stars.
Amazing. That's it for this week, folks. Hey, just want to give a shout out to our loyal listeners. We've been noticing that we have, some regulars in there, and although we do it for ourselves, we appreciate you listening. Spread the word. You can check us out on Instagram. You can check us out on TikTok, but more importantly, what we really want for you and for us, actually, selfishly, is to have a great week. See ya.